Welcome back, DIY car guys and car girls. Today we're talking about things you should do and you shouldn't do. So today we're talking about something that you shouldn't do. Let me go and start this thing up. Oops, ignition might help. And that's about as far as I'm willing to drive it. Let me tell you guys what. I mean, even though it does look badass and it looks like it was a good idea to put the exhaust right there, let me tell you what. This thing right here, when you drive in it, you need hearing protection. I'm serious. And that's as far as I'm willing to drive it. Let's talk about how I'm going to fix this. But we'll first show how this looks right here. And my main reasoning for doing this is it clears up everything underneath the vehicle. So let me put the camera over there and we'll talk about my first reasoning for doing this. I mean, it clears up all kinds of space under here to put some structural support. Because, you know, these things do like to flex on you. I do have an anti-roll, but you can put a little X-brace in here. And without the exhaust in there, it's super easy to do that. And that was my first reason why I wanted to run the exhaust out the side, is so I can have more room under here for activities that add structural support. And also, I need to put a drive shaft loop on this guy too, which would have made life easier on that aspect too. But we're not going to be able to do that now because there is absolutely no way I'm driving this thing around in its current condition. Even though the exhaust was pretty low right here, I had no problem going over a couple of speed bumps and this right here. So that ground issue is not the issue. Like I said before, the issue is just how loud it is. So I guess the side exhaust, the way I had it set up, you probably could get it work correctly. The mufflers definitely have to go back further because the resonance inside the vehicle, not only that, but where I attached the hangers to the cab, the resonance was so bad that around like 4,500, 5,000 RPM, the cab started to shake. At first I thought it was like missing, but it was still pulling good. And it was so violent with all the shaking after like one or two hits, I was just like, not gonna happen. We're not keeping the exhaust like this. Something has to change. I'm not gonna be that butthole going down the street to a car meet or to the track with earplugs in. If you have to put earplugs in a street car, it's not a street car. So we got to get this S10 back to where it's actually a street car. It's one of those things you got to experience for yourself. Like once you felt how ridiculous it was, you would have been like, hell no, this is nothing that you can drive on the street with it being this loud. It doesn't even matter if I have those resonators on there or whatever. It might as well just be side exit exhaust with no mufflers going straight out without tailpipes. It is that freaking loud. And all my friends warned me, he said it's probably louder than you think, and he was right. So we're definitely going to revisit how we're going to do this exhaust because right now, not going to happen. So I'm going to drive it in there and I'll tell you guys my plan to correct this issue because it is so loud that it will wake the dead. Let me try to find something. This is how bad it is. It's kind of like a good idea, right? It's a good idea like whenever whoever made up communism on paper and the way it works out, It's a good idea, but it just don't work. So I'm gonna pull this guy in here real quick and let's talk about how we can correct this issue, because it is pretty redonkulous. And I know someone out there is be like, man, just go ahead and make a video making some rips in it. You know, going down the street with this before you put on the jack stands. No, I'm telling you, it is that uncomfortable to drive being that loud. I don't like it. Don't make me do it. I'm not going to. Don't like it. So it's going to be fixed so I like it, and then I'm going to drive it again. Because right now, no. And by the way, these things leak like a sieve, my friend. These guys right here, because there's a bolt-up collector, they leak so bad. So regardless, this header is going to have to come off anyways. So when it comes off, then we can do the exhaust down there. So the plan is for this guy, instead of going out the side, I'm going to rotate it in to the higher point right here where the frame goes up. And then we're going to take it on back like the old exhaust. We're still going to do 3.5 all the way back to the same location before in the rear to 3.5-inch Flowmaster, I think FX mufflers. They're a straight through design and they're 3.5 inches and they're about the same size as what I had before. So that will be way more manageable with sound than this crap right here, because this is like, sounds like a Pro Mod, but it's probably one of the slowest sounding Pro Mods you've ever seen in a. It's not going to be that fast as a Pro Mod with nitrous heater. Look, you can see right here, I didn't limit my turning, and you can see where the tire is hit on the header right here. So you definitely want to limit this guy so that doesn't happen, because it's hit all up on there. So anyways, we'll fix all that. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get those new parts in this next video. We're going to get this guy turned in, and then get it up in jack stands, and get it so it's manageable so I don't feel like I'm going to die, you know, my hearing, or go deaf in my hearing from this guy being so freaking loud. It is ridiculous. You really got to witness how horrible it is inside the cab to understand why I'm doing this. Believe me, don't do it. Not to mention that it is still extremely hot outside. I still don't want to go to the track. And there's only one track I can really go to, and that's going to be Custom T Motorsports. They'll allow me to make a couple of passes on this in the kit before they kick me out. The other track is going to say, they're going to take one look at this and be like, nope, Custom T's pretty cool, very backwoods track, and that's where I can get some seat time, this new setup, whenever I get set up correctly. And look how hot it is. Look at my head. Look how I'm sweating. So really, it's, for me, I don't like going to the track with this and sitting in there sweating super, super bad. I'm not one of those diehards. I like to have a good time. Last time I went to the track with this guy in 90-degree temp, I was just ready to get home. I was like, screw this. It is too freaking hot. I don't want to be out here. So whenever the exhaust gets done with this, we get it all stored out, make some test hits, then we'll go to the track and get her right. And we'll see what time she runs in A, and then we'll see what time it runs on the kit. We're going to start off with the same shot I did in the LT1 that ran 620s. So this guy better run faster than 620s, else I'm probably just going to drive it off a cliff into the nearest pond, if there's a pond with a cliff next to it to make it dramatic. But anyways, keep on wrenching, guys. Until next time, beware of the rowdiness, because this was super rowdy. Keep on wrenching, and peace.